Klein Alley Show on a Tuesday morning. Let's get to your news right now, and then we get into the hour that results in you getting a key to start your Green Day signature Corvette. Details all up on the socials at Klein Alley Show, as well as at KROQ. So you can read up on the rules, and then we'll get you into that. That's coming up after this. But first, your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. Here's Cheapo.
How long do you think you can go without your phone before you start freaking out?
28 seconds.
I know it's hard for you to get through these chats that we have sometimes without phones.
Gotta have the phone. I mean, sometimes it's to distract into something else, and other times it's just to look up. Like, you'll bring something up, and then it will make me think, well, that was a good place. I wonder if they're open today. And then I'll check it out, and then next thing you know.
That's the thing that's hard for me, too, is looking something up that I want to know the answer to.
Yeah, you want to know right away.
Back, before phones, you would just wonder, and then
Right.
you would just forget about it and never know. But if you're a student at LAUSD, you might be freaking out right now because you may have to go without your phone for an entire day as they consider a new all-day cell phone ban so that students can, get back to bullying each other in person.
That's nice. Good old-fashioned
God
bullying.
intended.
That's right.
Bans that already exist in other districts, they say, have led to better communication among the students, better grades, better school culture overall. But then some parents are saying, no, I don't want to do this because I want to be able to get a hold of my kid when they're at school for safety reasons. And they also, some of the faculty thinks that this would be too hard to enforce. LAUSD apparently already has a policy that prohibits cell phone use during class instruction and limits social media to educational purposes only.
You're right. Here's the thing.
How the hell are they supposed to control that?
It'll be like prison where phones are also not allowed, but there will be plenty of them floating around.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they say. They're like, people are going to have their phones, but they're not supposed to have their phones. Mm-hmm. So how likely is it that they're going to be able to stop kids from using their phones?
There was something really cool, that feeling you get as a school-age child where you have something you're not supposed to have, but you have it anyway. That's
Pill kids.
Feeling of power. Like, there are definitely different times, no matter when you went to school, where they had things where they're like, our school policy is no more pogs, or whatever it is they're shutting down. And yet you still are like,
what did Pogs ever do to anybody, by the way?
I think it forced gambling. It was a gamble sort of a thing, and then people would gamble.
For other Pogs.
No, I know. It wasn't like a great prize at the end.
Yeah, they're running a child casino. They had to put it into it.
But I think that people
were you a huge pogger, Klein?
I was a big pogger. No,
really?
You were a poghead?
That was after my time, I think, the Pogs. But I think my little sister was into Pogs, and I remember there being
I was into Pogs.
There was a whole incident where Pogs got stolen, and then like a teacher was somehow involved, and I think a teacher was gambling students for Pogs.
Well, they had those, it was almost like a little pill bottle that you would keep them in.
Keep the Pogs in the pill bottle.
I know. I had like a cool black one that had all these different Pogs in it, and then that big metal one that was the slammer. But then I didn't know that you actually played anything. I just looked at them.
Might I ask, what are these Pogs?
Yeah, look it up, Johnny. Trust me, they'll be cool again in about
super
5 years.
cool.
They'll be back in 5 years. 5 years, that's when they're going to cycle back.
You should start collecting Pogs. Klein's right. I think
Get
it
it
will
now.
come back at some point.
It sounds a little explicit. I don't even know what that is.
You don't even know what explicit means, the word you just used?
I know what explicit means.
I believe
don't
that.
know what Pogs is. It sounds like a little sexual toy or something.
All right, now look it up, Johnny. You'll be disappointed.
And then look at butt Pogs. They're a thing, too.
Yeah, you're going to get pogged, dude.
You're going to get Pogs so hard. All right, no one loves the environment more than DJ Omar Khan. Am I right?
He loves it, loves the planet.
A close second to Omar's charitable dedication would be Coldplay. And here's the next wave of sustainability. Vinyl records made of old plastic bottles. This is going along with the announcement of their new album, Moon Music. And as you recall, their last album was Music of the Spheres, so they are doubling down on space. And after the sustainable tour that they did along with that album, this one will reduce carbon emissions from vinyl production by 85%, which I did not even know vinyl was an environmental threat. But I kind of feels like if we just had one more band like Coldplay, we'd be good.
Yeah, well, Bono did it for a bit, and I think he got a little, less. I think he saved all the rainforest he was going to save, so he kind of moved on. I think Coldplay picked up that baton of, let's save the planet.
We always need one, super dedicated environmental
Gotta
band
be one that cares. And then we go, they care enough for all of us. I'll just buy their merch, and indirectly I'm supporting it.
There are some times where I'm like, well, at least they're doing something.
Right.
Seems
exhausting.
Yeah, but Bono's also, he's a kind of a hypocrite because, he uses so much plastic for all those sunglasses he wears
That's
all the
a good
time.
point.
And they're so huge.
Yeah, well, Chris Martin did tell us when he was on last time we chatted that, you had to basically pedal. You had bicycles in the back of the...
What the hell?
That you had to, pedal or else the lights would shut off at their shows. And I was
Power
like-
that you go to a concert, spend $100 on a concert ticket, and then you got to go pedal?
But
No, but there are other concerts where you're jumping and dancing gave it energy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Not for me.
Klein Alley Show.
Hey, congratulations. Listener Hugo got himself a key earlier this morning that could start a Green Day signature Corvette. You'll have another chance with us tomorrow morning between 8:45 and 9. So be ready to call when you hear the Green Day song of the day. For the details or some inside information, you can head to the socials at Klein Alley Show. And just like that, Corvette summer is officially underway. Let's get into your news now. Then we get into a brand new hour of the show. With the return of the AMA, someone who works at TSA will be on with us to answer every question you've ever had about why they take things. Do they purposely say that person looks hot, I want to go through their bag? We will get all the honest information. We can ask them anything we want, and that's coming up next hour here at KROQ.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for some ADD news. Oh, look, a lizard. I'll call you Scaly.
All right, the Celtics won the NBA championship. The Florida Panthers are likely going to win the Stanley Cup. Oklahoma has won the Softball World Series. I know you care. This has been your championship roundup. But in the world of baseball, it's still too early to tell, and the new Dodgers uniforms have been unveiled. People have feelings, as always. It is part of the City Connect series, and they've mashed together that cursive Dodger D with the big LA interlock letters on the hat. As far as the uniform, they have a few different color blues, and then they've got a hint of chili red, which is a nod to the red numbers of their Dodgers primary uniforms. Then they've got the hashtag ITFDB, it's time for Dodger baseball, which is a little nod to Vin Scully. And then you've got the typeface, which is inspired by the signage of the LA Memorial Coliseum. So they said this uniform is all about the details. People
like the
might want
hat.
to make fun of it, but it's got all these kind of like subtle nods to their history.
People, a lot of times, the traditionalists get really angry whenever there's an update, but these are just the limited. They do I think every year they do one, right? Don't they do like a different look
This
every
is,
year?
I think, their second one of this season, actually.
Yeah, they of course they sell a lot more merch because people like the feeling. Every time there's like a limited drop, people want to buy it. I actually saw the hat. I mean, it was weird at first, but then I looked at it. I was like, I kind of do like that because I like the. Who doesn't love the traditional LA Dodgers block LA? It's
Yeah,
great,
I
but
thought it looked cool. But I
then
mean,
they-
there's so many people that no matter what, you're right, they're just going to be like, stupid.
It
lame.
sucks.
But I don't know. I thought this one. I mean, listen, there were some jerseys. I forget which ones got released recently. I remember when the Rams updated their jerseys. They were terrible. Everyone hated them. They had that weird.
Yeah.
And then you just get used to it. You go, it's bigger things we have to worry about.
I just think logos are so difficult to get right. Why do you need to keep making new ones? Like if you already have a good logo, that's a win.
Yes.
Logos are so often crappy that why do you need to keep making new logos for the same logo?
Because they like to make some money. So they drop a new limited edition updated logo. And
Right,
even
but
if it's
never
just.
going to be as good as the original
Right,
logo.
probably not. So it's temporary, and then everyone loads up and they buy the new stuff, and then they just made an extra. I mean, I'm sure they're going to make millions of dollars selling this
But
stuff.
if you have too many variations of something, it gets confusing.
No one's confused about the Dodgers.
Dude, no, I was watching baseball the other day.
Well,
and-
you're an easily confused person.
Okay, listen to this though. It was a Boston versus New York game.
Here we go.
Yankees versus what's the team? The
Go ahead,
Red
Alex.
Sox.
Yeah, all right.
And the Yankees were in their regular colors, and Boston was wearing blue and yellow. I'm like, what
Yeah.
are we doing here? They're
Throwback.
red and white.
Right. They
But
do a
these
couple.
are completely different colors.
I
And then
know.
they just said Boston in this weird like corporate type.
Right.
Where I'm
It's-
like, what is
because there's probably throwback to some jerseys they wore back in like the 1800s.
But it's
This is what
I don't care about the. Just have the colors be the colors.
This
When you're
is why-
changing
this
everything
is
all
why-
the time, I don't know what I'm watching.
Omar loves baseball because of fun stuff like this.
They're trying to distract you because the game is boring.
Oh, is
Right,
that what
Omar?
it is? That's
That's true.
They make you focus on the jerseys
They're like,
instead.
ooh, it's a magic eye.
Yeah, I
You're
guess.
watching something else.
They do got to come up with stuff to talk about for 20 hours,
my
so they do have to
God.
figure it out.
All right, it's harder than ever to get insurance these days. Auto insurance more expensive than ever. Homeowners insurance is impossible, and insurance companies are straight up leaving California. Now, here is the next thing that you may lose: your pet insurance. Because dogs are getting too needy, I guess. Nationwide is uninsuring 100,000 pets.
Oh, I wish they would uninsure Chloe. I'm still paying for insurance for her.
What?
She's been dead for a year, and I don't have the heart to tell them that she's dead.
What?
So you're just going to still pay?
It's not much. It's like $1.50 a month or something. But I do need to get to the bottom of it. I do need
Yeah,
to
but-
shut it down. And they do keep saying, time. It sounds like it's time for her checkup. And I'm
Dude,
like, I don't
she
think the
was
checkup's
17.
going to.
There's no way her insurance was $1.50 a month.
Well, I lied about her age. to get the good insurance rate.
Just knocked the 7 off.
Yeah, she was a young puppy as far as they're concerned. But regardless, yeah.
Well, they said the reason was inflation, which has impacted the rising cost of veterinary care and other factors, which is such a BS reason to uninsure a bunch of people. And
Jake,
we realize it's hard.
What would an old dog say his secret is for living so long, Jake?
His friends and family.
Okay, thanks. You guys,
Does Kibby even have pet insurance?
Not yet. I looked into it.
like owner, like pet, no insurance. They're just
We thought about it.
they're just rolling the dice on life right there.
Let's settle this in cash.
Get into a brand new hour of this show, and we do it next on KROQ.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ!
106.7 KROQ.
That's Allie right over there.
Just look at the size of that burrito.
She's got the news for you in just a moment. ADD News, and we get into a brand new hour of the show, complete with clickbait, your tickets to go check out X Games Ventura, going down June 28th through the 30th, Ventura County Fairground. One winner also will get to skate the Pro Street course. That is great. Imagine that. Just an amateur listening to the show gets in, then boom, they leave there with the medal. Oh, that'd be amazing. What a story. Disney would turn that into a movie. Let's get to it now. Your news here at KROQ, and it starts now.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. She can't remember her own phone number, but here she is anyway.
True. All right, Justin Timberlake, love him or hate him, he is hating life right now because he just got arrested for a DWI in the Hamptons. He was leaving a party at a hotel, and immediately upon leaving, he got in the car and ran a stop sign, and the cop was right there. And then they followed him for a while. He was unable to stay in the lanes. They pulled him over. They noticed immediately that he was glassy-eyed and smelled of alcohol. They asked him to do a breathalyzer. He said no. So they said, well, then we're going to do a field sobriety test. And they asked him to do the one-legged stand and the walk and turn, and he failed. And
Well, you would think.
They said
Dancer like that, he would do all that
I know,
stuff.
he'd be able to do that drunk. So it was enough for them to cuff him and arrest him. He was apparently so close to the party that his friends walked out of the party and tried to convince the cops to give him a break and let him go. And the cops said no, which is great. And the best part is that all of this was caught on body cam, which I can't wait to see the footage.
Man, that's going to be released.
But, you know, Vanessa has a theory about Justin Timberlake and when his life started going downhill. Vanessa, would you like to share your theory?
Oh, well, my theory was just that karma's catching up to him for being a shitty guy.
Oop.
Whoa!
Whoa,
Vanessa!
Vanessa, you cannot say that word. Hold on, I gotta wait.
Passionate!
Jesus, Vanessa.
I'm so sorry.
All right.
Vanessa's theory
not
is not appropriate for radio. She used
sorry.
some very spicy language there. And by the way, I had to dump out of it. She did just refer to Justin Timberlake as the N-word. I want to point that out as well.
No.
I say that.
I thought you were going to go with your Trolls theory, that as soon as he did music for the movie
Oh, you're
Trolls,
right.
his
That
life
was
started
my
going
other
downhill.
theory.
We were not expecting that. She just let out a barrage of curse words about Justin Timberlake.
Okay, yes, my other theory was
Is he a
like,
terrible dude? I never heard that.
once he released Trolls, it was like not good music. I was about to say another bad word. What is wrong with me? Yeah, his music career just went down.
Yeah, after Trolls. But he's also been, I mean, because of the Britney Spears memoir and everything like that, he kind of was getting a lot of crap from the general public about how he treated her and the situation when she got pregnant and all that stuff. And it's rumored that he cheats on his wife.
Here, you want my real theory? I'll give you the real theory. And without any swearing like Vanessa, foul-mouth, potty-mouth Vanessa over there.
Does it have to do with the movie Trolls?
No, it does not. Has to do with anyone who dances a lot. Ellen, Justin
Whoa.
Timberlake,
Doesn't
James Corden. All these public dancers are bad people.
What about Wayne Brady?
Bad person. they like to dance.
Carlton?
Listen, everyone says Klein's a curmudgeon. He sits there, he doesn't dance. You know what? I'm a pleasant person. I really am in real life, nice person. This guy, I think a lot of these dancers, they dance
They're
a lot
trying to cover up
publicly.
to something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big smoke and mirrors. Look at me, little dancing over here, bringing sexy back. Am I really? Bad person. You know anyone who dances a lot? Bad person.
Interesting theory.
Take that
Very
theory.
fascinating.
Take that theory.
All right. You'd think that McDonald's shutting down their AI drive-through program would be the biggest fast food news this morning, but this story is getting even more coverage, and I'm curious how many people know about this place and care enough. The local Arby's is going away, and people are devastated.
Just look at the size of that burrito.
It's the Arby's roast beef restaurant at 5920 Sunset Boulevard.
Iconic.
It closed after 55 years in business, and it's one of the most recognizable neon signs in Hollywood. Hollywood, it has now gone dark forever.
Yeah, and apparently there was no warning. I guess people just showed up. Whoever the big Arby fans are in the world showed up, and there was
Just that one guy.
They said they have the meat, so where is it?
It was all boarded up, and people are all bummed out about it. I saw Jake's buddy Patton Oswalt was posting that I guess that's where he went after he won his Emmy Award or something. So he was sitting, that's the big thing. Celebrities, they like to win awards and then go be like, we're just commoners. So they go sit at a local fast food place.
Yeah, but
Arby's
In-N-Out got too cool. They're like, let's go to
Arby's. Kind of funny.
Nobody's going to
And
Arby's.
I do remember, I don't think I ever went to that Arby's, but I definitely know exactly which one you're talking about. And people seem very upset about it. But it's like anything else. They're upset, but they weren't upset enough to eat there over the last 20 years.
Exactly. And one of the owners said, I'm awfully sorry that it came to this. I think we did a good job for 55 years.
Yeah. Look, I don't want to give Beer Mug credit for anything, but he did turn me on to their horsey sauce. That horsey sauce is good.
I don't even think I remember the last time I've been into an Arby's, but any kind of horseradish-based sauce is always going to be good.
Yeah, but I think it does well, and he ranked it pretty high. When he ranked all the sauces in fast food world, I think he gave horsey sauce.
Remember that one time he did a great job on sauces?
He did one good segment on this show in many years, but that was it. He ranked the sauces, and he put horsey sauce on my radar, and I will miss the horsey sauce. That's for sure.
Well, you can get it at other locations is the bonus.
Good
I'm always amazed when people are able to hack the system and get into something for free, and I don't know this YouTuber, but he was able to get into a soccer game by doing something brilliant, and he looked up the mascot of that team, put together a knockoff costume that looked enough like the mascot.
That's so
forged
smart.
credentials. He even had a fake handler leading him into the place, and he was able to convince everybody that he worked there. He even got on the fields and took pictures with everybody.
I used to say a clipboard and an earpiece will get you anywhere in this world, but now a mascot costume?
He's banned from there for life, but still,
worth it.
It worked for a
Worth
while.
it. Oh, that's good stuff right there. I know you're thinking, man, those two look funny.
And we agree, and so do our parents.
So we need to get some plastic surgery, and the only way we can afford that is if you listen to our full radio show every day live on KROQ or download the podcast.
Yeah, which is all free, so I don't really know how we're making money on that, because we get paid terribly.
Yeah, it's a really bad situation, which is why she's got on no makeup, and I'm wearing a shirt that I found in Lost and Found.
I am wearing makeup.
You are?
Yes.